Hello everybody, welcome to Photos Creative Agency. So today we are going to design a food flyer as you can see on your screen. So without wasting my time, let's get into today's tutorial. Okay, so these are my resources. So I'll put in every resource in the description below so you can also have access to them. By the way, this is the original artwork that was sent to me by the client. So I was asked to design something different, so I decided to record the process for you guys so you also learn a few things. So let's get right into Photoshop. Yeah, so this is our workspace. So first of all, I will bring in our images. Okay, so I'll select this one, and then this one, and then I will bring them into Photoshop. Okay, so I will reduce the sizes of these images. Okay, so I am going to crop this image right here. So let's take this tool and then we crop the image. Okay, so this is good looking now. So right about now, we are going to create a group for all these three images. So you select all the three images and then you group them. So now I want us to create a mask on the group. So you come here and then you create a mask, but make sure the foreground color is black. If it is white, you just press on X on your keyboard to switch the colors. So now you take your brush tool or you simply press on B on your keyboard and then you increase the size. Okay, so we are going to clean the lower part of these images. This is okay. So I want us to name the group. So we can name it food images or food background. This is cool. Okay, so now we are going to create a background color. Okay, so you come to adjustment layer and then you take solid color. So I want us to decide on the color we want to use. You can decide on any color: blue, red, yellow, green, or any color. But first of all, you need to know the kind of design you are working on. Okay, we want our colors to match with the design because this is a food flyer. Okay, so we are going to pick the color from the soup we are seeing here. So we'll take this color. So now we are going to create border lines at the edge of the design. So let's take our rectangle tool. So we simply press U on your keyboard to select the rectangle tool and then you draw your shape here. at the upper part of the artwork. But make sure the rectangle is on top of all the layers for it to show. So we are going to duplicate this rectangle and then put them at the vertical sides or the vertical edges of our workspace. So you duplicate the rectangle and then you create the vertical version of this rectangle. Okay, so we are done with the border lines. So we are going to select all the three rectangles we just created and then we are going to merge all the three. Okay, so now we are going to change the color to a different color because black doesn't match with the whole design. So let's look through the soup. We could see something like yellow. Okay, so we are going to pick this color here, but we will make it a very light color because we want a very good color combination. So let's give it a very light yellow. I think this is better. Yes. Also, we are going to create a mask on these rectangles we have created. All right, so you add a layer mask and then you pick your brush tool and then there are two ways to do this. Okay, you can take the brush tool or the gradient tool. So I'm going to walk you through these two methods. So first of all, when you take the brush tool and then you make sure the foreground color here is black. Okay, and then we are going to clean the lower part here. Okay, so we are going to create a nice effect on this design. So we clean the lower parts. So this is what I was talking about. Okay, so this is the first method. You can use the brush tool and also the gradient tool. So I'm going to show you how we can use the gradient tool to do this or to create this effect. So you take your gradient tool and then you draw your gradient on the at the lower part of the design. So this is how it works. Okay, so we are going to create another rectangle and that is where we are going to put the contact and everything there. Okay, so you once again take your rectangle tool and then we draw a shape beneath or at the lower part of the design. Okay, so for the color of this rectangle, I would like us to use a gradient. So you double tap on this layer, on the rectangle layer, and then you go to gradient overlay. So we are going to choose our own gradient. So we are done with this one also. Okay, so now we are going to create another shape. Okay, so that is where we are going to put in the rest of the images. So let's take the rectangle tool once again and then we draw three boxes. Okay, so for this design I don't want the corners of this of this I don't want the corners of this box to be pointed. I want it to be rounded. So we are going to make the corners of this box rounded. Let's duplicate this box right here. Okay, so now we are going to put in the rest of the images. We are going to put them in these boxes. So let's go back to our resources and then bring them back into Photoshop. Yes, so we are going to clip these images into the boxes we just created. So let's bring in the first image. Okay, so now to clip this image into the box, you click, you right click on the image layer, and then you go to, you select create clipping mask. Simple. So we are going to do same for the rest of the images. We are done. So I want us to name the group. So we can name it images or food or anyhow you want it. Okay, now I want us to create a stroke on these boxes because I want them to come out. So you double click on the layer, then you go to stroke. So we are going to pick this color right here. This is okay. Okay, so a quick one. So if you want to center this group, okay, you can see that it is very closer to the edge of the design, but you want it to be in the middle. So this is how you go about it. Use the shortcut Control plus A. So Control plus A will select the whole artwork, and then you make sure you have selected the move tool, and then you select align horizontal centers, and then it's been aligned in the middle. So that's how you go about it. All right, so we are going to create the name of the business just like home. So I would like you to pay attention here. So we'll take our text tool and then we type in just like home. So for the original design, I used a different font. The name is number 7. I'm going to put in a link in the description so you can download that font. Okay, now the name of the business is in a black color, but we want to change the color to a different one. So let's change the color to that of the background. Okay, so now we are going to create a stroke around the text. So you double click on the text layer and then you go to stroke. So for the stroke, we are going to use the same yellow color, the light yellow. This is okay. So now let's bring in our illustration. So we are going to change the color to that of the background also. Okay, so we are going to do something here. We created a stroke for the text just like home. So I want us to disable it, and then we are going to create a group for both the text and then the illustration. So we'll select the two layers and then we'll put them in a group. So now we are going to create the stroke for the group, and that will affect both the text and the illustration. Yes, so we have now created a stroke for both the text and the illustration. Okay, so now I'll import all the other details from the original design. Okay, so for this one, I want us to put it in the group we just created so that the stroke will affect the text also, as you can see. So next, we are going to bring in the other details. Let's reduce the size a bit. So finally, we are going to bring in a pattern from our resources. We are going to put it on the background. Okay, so now you go through your blend modes and then you select multiply or darken. So I'm going to take multiply and then reduce the opacity. I think this is okay. Yes, so this is our final artwork. So thank you very much for watching this video. Kindly subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in my next video.